welcome back. Let's start with just one quick breath. Oh, thank you for coming and joining me here today. Today we're going to keep talking about these ketamine kits. I know a lot of you have them, and I want to help you with your journey so that it can be everything that you were hoping it could be. So today we're going to be talking about the set. So what exactly is the set, and how can we make mistakes on that? Okay, the set is the mindset. Like, where are we coming from? Have we prepared for this day? Have we gotten ready for this moment? Because that is most ideal, that we actually spend time. Maybe we decide on Monday that we are going to dose on Thursday. That is like the best way. The reason why is because then you have time to prepare mentally for this journey. If we decide at the last minute, perhaps we had a rough day, then we're really using the medicine more for disassociation and less for development. So that's why we really want to prepare for the day. Okay, so let's prepare earlier in the week. We've decided that we don't have to go into the office early on Friday, so Thursday evening seems like the perfect timing. Well, then let's do that. Right? And let's try to avoid the disassociation type experiences, because I have just found in my practice that these are really only kind of maintenance doses. You're not really going to see a lot of growth. So, yes, we can use them for disassociation when we're having just a terrible day, and it does work for that. Let's say you are a person who suffers from chronic pain and it's a really tough day. Well, a ketamine experience might help with that. But at the same time, don't expect a lot of growth in that, because it is going to be more of a maintenance kind of feeling and less of an enlightening kind of feeling. So that is the set. The set is your head. And so let's talk about the prep routine. The prep routine needs to be done every time. And this is part of it. It is part of this journey. It is part of what you have decided, that I am going to spend some time on me. So if you're going to spend time on you, some of us like to take a shower. I prefer to take a little shower before I have my experience. So that way I'm clean and I don't need to worry about any kind of aftercare of any kind. I'm already ready for bed. If I'm just going to bed straight after, or usually I take some time off to write some notes and understand what the experience was about, I usually ramp that down into my evening, so that way I am already relaxed and I'm ready for my next part of my evening. But you do you. Not everyone has time to shower before. I like to shower. I also like to do a little breath work before I begin. There are plenty of YouTubes, I mean just beautiful YouTubes on breath work. So if you enjoy breath work, please try that. If you're more of a meditator, then do that. If you'd like to take a brief walk in nature before your experience, that's also helpful. Anything that will calm the mind. Maybe consider removing some of your media before you begin your experience. I know a lot of the apps and a lot of the companies recommend no media, and I understand the concept of that, but I find it very challenging for most of my clients to abstain from media altogether. So if you are that type, that's fine. Then just let's listen to some music, or let's watch an art film. Let's not do something like the news or a violent show or a scary thing. That's not going to really be part of your ritual. We want your ritual to be graceful and beautiful. We want it to be part of your experience. The more you pour yourself into this experience, the better results you are going to get. So let's prepare in a beautiful way, and that would be part of preparing our mind. Perhaps taking that nature walk, or going in the backyard and watching the birds. Whatever you have access to. You know what you have calming in your life. So go and seek out those things right before your experience so that we can get the set all in line. Now, one of the things that is also to consider is visual clutter. So let's say your room has got shoes over here and some pants over there. That is going to be cumbersome in your trip because in your experience, you're going to be going, oh, I still have to fold that load of laundry at the end of the bed. So instead of that, let's clear out the space. But as well as safety, if you leave a big pair of clunky shoes right by the bed and when you're getting up from your experience, you're a little bit wobbly, you could trip. So let's go ahead and clear off those spaces. Now, I understand we're not all minimalist. What is clean and clear for a clutter-free for a minimalist might be very different than what's clean and clutter-free for a maximalist. And I am not going to tell you what you should be. I am going to tell you that whatever feels clear and clutter-free for you is on target. So do that one. All right, so let's think about that, and then let's also think about the energy of other people. So let's say you do live in a hostile home, or you do have, it's very hard to heal where we are hurt. But at the same time, a lot of us still do it. So I'm not saying it's impossible. But let's say we have a yucky roommate. There's just bad juju in the house, right? You can still have an experience if you don't have any other choices. Just take some time to yourself in your room or whatever private space you have to meditate and take yourself out of that energy. If you like ritual, I would suggest saging the area. Whatever you enjoy, do that. Whatever you enjoy that makes you feel centered, do those things. Try to remember that your energy is more important than anybody's energy around you. So let's try to enhance that energy in a positive way. All right? So those are the main things. We want to get the mind in a beautiful space. We want to remember that this moment is for us. So let's try to get our minds in this space and be grateful for ourselves for bringing us to this beautiful moment to where we get to explore the subconscious mind. So anyway, that is our talk for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to thank you for bringing both your heart and your head, and we will continue to stay intentional. Please like and subscribe. This is a brand new channel. My goal is to heal communities, and if you can help me in that effort, I would be ever so grateful. Anyway, thank you again for joining me, and you have a wonderful day, and stay intentional.